Okay, we're here to talk about Light in Motion. Light in Motion is a local company to us, to MTBR and Road Bike Review. They're in Monterey, and Tina and I got to visit them last month. They are right in Cannery Row, right by the Monterey Bay Aquarium in prime real estate, right by the water, and they have 40 employees in that building. The reason why they have so many is they actually make the lights there. Almost every single piece of glass, piece of casing, aluminum is all machined and assembled there. Very interesting because it was a factory tour where we actually got to see a factory, people making the product and not waiting for a container from overseas. So one of their lights here is the Viz 180. It's a commuter light, very handy little light. It either straps on with a rubber strap or it clips onto your bag, but it's USB rechargeable, but very visible, not only from the rear. They do a glow mode, not a hard. I think they try to stay away from hard flash modes. This is called the Pelton mode, where you're still visible from the rear but not blinding the cyclist behind you on a road peloton. And look at that, the amazing side visibility on this is good. And then one of the lights from last year that we loved is the Viz 360 Plus. 360 because it's visible from 360 degrees. The battery's in here, and the switch is here, and the charging's here. And you turn it on through the head. So this one goes on top, in front of the helmet, and this one on the rear. And what they did this year, they called it Plus because they upped the lumens on it to 250 lumens. So you have some flash modes. And show you our test bike here. And there's a mode here where you can actually turn this rear light off if you're on a trail, for example, and you weren't too concerned about being seen from the back. But now it's on. I turn it on, and when the front is flashing, the rear has a glow as well. So different configurations for it. There you go. Flashing on the sides, glowing on the rear. So 360 degrees of visibility. So this is the commuter stuff from Light in Motion. I'll show you one of the longest running lights in the business. This is called the Seca. This was introduced a long time ago, I can't even remember, as the Seca 400. 400 lumens was the standard for the day. Pretty much the same casing, 6 LEDs in there. It went from 400 to 800, I believe, to 1400. 1400, it was finally dialed, where they spread the beam out so much it was a little too weak at 400. And this year, but they made it 1700. So 1700, I think now takes full advantage of the capabilities of design, where a lot of the beam is on the lower part and not a lot is wasted in thin air. But one thing cool they did is, aside from making it available in race mode with a small battery, 360 grams for this setup, is they lowered the price. Last year was $699, which kind of made it out of reach and not too competitive. But this year, this is $469. So real good value, real good lumen per dollar, and real good following for this light because it's just got a great beam pattern. So there you go. Flash and high. So on high mode, so you look at our bike over there, what you'll notice is it's not only is the bike illuminated, but everything around us, it's about 45 degrees is the illumination for this light, and that's why it's so popular. You can see that lighting there, and it's it's weird when you first ride with it because you're seeing your front wheel and your cables beneath you. A lot of bike lights are just flashlights with a round beam pattern. So there's our test tree and our test big tree behind it. And finally, I end not with the most powerful light, but their most interesting light. They spent a lot of time getting the technology of the Seca into a light that's more modern. People are looking for self-contained now. They want no cables, no wires, but what they said is, yeah, we'll do that, but instead of just a flashlight, we'll make it a bike light. So they have 3 LEDs, just like the Seca, using a throw and a spread. The bottom LED is responsible for the spread. So what you have here is called a TAS 1200 for 1200 lumens, and we actually measure this thing at 1206 lumens. Very honest. This one is $300, and they have a TAS 800 for less money. It has 2 switches, which is interesting. So prepare to be impressed. So there you go. Just a beautiful pattern. It's actually what I call a dual pattern. It's hard to see right now, but just super even spread, and then there's one spot right there. So it's a clean beam pattern, but it's still 2 beam patterns. Not a lot of artifacts. Put on our tree. So it's not the biggest, brightest light out there, and has a glow mode for commuting. A little flash on the sides. And the reason why there's 2 switches, and you can turn the side lights off. That's actually really important for mountain biking, because you're in a dark forest. That yellow light will really be brighter when you're out in the dark, and it could be annoying to you. It could distract you from your steering in the single track. So super fascinating light to me. It doesn't weigh much. Good beam pattern. You could double up on it, put 2 of them if you want. You can put 1 here, 1 on the helmet. It's just a great effort from Light in Motion with the TAS 1200. Thank you.